Happy day, everybody. My name is Jeremy, and this is Barbecue Elementary. This week, I'll be making a homemade restaurant-style ranch, as well as some buffalo chicken lollipops to dip. So quit your lollygagging, let's lollygag on out of here. Let's go. Honestly, I had a really hard time choosing between grills for this one. Typically, I would have leaned toward the ease of my pellet grill on a weekday, but lately I've been having so much fun cooking with the kettle and think that I'm learning so much and gaining a ton of confidence from using it all the time. Before I ran inside to prep the chicken, I got the kettle ready for a smoke by loading half of the slow and sear with unlit charcoal and loaded the chimney with a handful or two to quick light. This week it really felt like I had no time for a big cook, and I've been seeing these lollipops all over recently, so I picked up these chicken drumsticks to give them a whirl. And I'm honestly not sure that there's anything else out there where you get as much bang for your buck. All 6 of these drumsticks for $5 is kind of crazy. And then I got to work by patting these down like a TSA agent. As you can see, I am not yet the expert on turning drumsticks into lollipops. I'm thinking there's probably a technique that I'm missing out on here, but I think I did a pretty good job for my first attempt. The general idea is basically running your knife right under where the chicken gets skinny to expose the bone. Then, after all of these drumsticks had been lollipopped, it was time to get a seasoning going, starting with about 1 teaspoon of baking powder from Clabber Girl. Then a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of fresh cracked pep, and a teaspoon of salt, and seasoned as evenly as I could. I shoulda, coulda, woulda multiplied this recipe a little bit and used some sort of shaker to make the application a little bit easier, but I did not want to waste any seasoning, and I think I did a pretty good job, especially with my little stop, drop, and roll technique. I then put these drumsticks on their magic carpet of a wire rack and put them in the fridge for about 30 minutes to help the skin crisp up. The chicken prep took the perfect amount of time for the charcoal in the chimney to get nice and hot, so I went ahead and poured those into the other half of the slow and sear. I wanted to give a big shout out to everyone encouraging me to try wood chunks instead of chips. Because of y'all, I'm going to throw in these apple chunks for a little extra fun. I got these ones just from the grocery store. They're the apple chunks from Western Premium. Let me know in the comments if I made a good choice or if there's a higher quality product that you prefer. Moving on. I've been having a hard time telling actual indirect temperatures in my Weber, so I wanted to try a little experiment with temperature reading this week by putting my Tell-Tru through the vent. Originally I thought to drill a hole and make it more permanent, but it just fits so nicely for this experiment. Once the grill was at about 250 degrees consistently, it was time to put the chicken on. For the restaurant-style ranch, I started with 1 cup of the very best mayonnaise in the business, Duke's, followed by half of a cup of buttermilk, half of a cup of sour cream, and a teaspoon of parsley before giving it all one big stir. Then a half a teaspoon of dill, half a teaspoon of chives, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, and of course half a teaspoon of MSG. Then after all the ingredients are mixed together, go on ahead and add a half of a teaspoon of white vinegar and half of a teaspoon of lemon juice. And voila, you've got yourself a Red Robin-esque thin tangy ranch dressing. I then put the ranch dressing in the fridge to meld for about an hour before starting on my wing sauce. All I really wanted to do here was kind of make this buttery buffalo sauce from Kinder a little more fancy. So to do that, I added 3 tablespoons of butter, a tablespoon of honey, a teaspoon of paprika, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, a half a teaspoon of black pep, and 2 tablespoons of ranch that we just made. I then stirred it occasionally for about 5 minutes on medium-low until it had a really nice and shiny look. After about an hour-ish of cooking, I decided to check on the chicken. They were temping out at about 120 degrees and were starting to look pretty beautiful. And I'll have to say that this little experiment was proving to be a success. After around the 2-hour mark, the chicken was temping between 167 and 175 degrees, so it was time to get these lollies off of the grill. Before even tasting the chicken, I was confident that this cook was going to be a success. I'll probably have to refine my thermometer placement, maybe invest in a smaller device altogether for low and slow cooking, but I'm on cloud 9 knowing that I'm finding my way around the kettle like a veteran. And as far as the chicken is concerned, I nailed my target temps, the skin was crispy, the meat was moist, and they tasted incredible. I'll give myself a B+ with really only the presentation holding me back. The quote-end quote fancier wing sauce was deliciously balanced, and for real, the ranch. If you only make one thing from this whole video, guys, please consider this ranch dressing. I promise you won't be disappointed. And when you put it all together, it's spicy, creamy, crunchy, and so satisfying for so little money. These will definitely be on the tailgate rotation coming up in the fall. And as always, thanks a million for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't to follow me along on my adventures through Barbecue Elementary.